Welcome to IELTS Listening. Today we study IELTS 17 Test 4 Part 1, Easy Life Cleaning Services. This part has 10 questions. All are note completion. The answer limit is one word and/or a number. All questions are keyword location. Listen for key information in the dialogue to find the answers. 3 core strategies: predict answer type, locate keywords, and watch for correction traps. Scene: a client calls to ask about cleaning services. Roles: client and customer service agent, Jacinta. The first part of the conversation talks about basic cleaning services. It covers questions 1 to 3 from turn 1 to turn 4. The second part talks about additional services. It covers questions 4 to 7 from turn 5 to turn 8. The third part talks about other maintenance services. It covers questions 8 to 10 from turn 9 to 12. The heat map shows questions 1 to 3 are in part 1, questions 4 to 7 are in part 2, and questions 8 to 10 are in part 3. Watch for correction traps and format traps. The client may first say no, then confirm yes. Answers may need format changes. Now we go into question-by-question mode. Please pause to predict answers before continuing. Question 1 asks, what part of the apartment needs cleaning? The blank is after cleaning the, so we need a noun like floor or carpet. Notice the clue word cleaning the. It tells us to find what is being cleaned. In the audio, Jacinta asks about carpets. The customer says no, but the floor needs cleaning. In the audio, the customer says, no, I don't have any, but the floor would need cleaning. The answer floor is given directly, with no traps. So the answer is floor, spelled F-L-O-O-R. Question 2 asks, what is cleaned every week? Before the blank is cleaning the, and after is every week, so we need a noun. Be careful, the recording first mentions oven, but the client says hardly ever use that. This is a distraction. Then the client asks, can you do the fridge? The keyword fridge appears, so that's the answer. The recording first says oven, but the client rejects it and directly asks for fridge, so the correct answer is fridge. So the answer for question 2 is fridge. Pay attention to the spelling. Question 3. The blank is after ironing clothes, blank only. We need a noun to show the limit of ironing. The clue words are ironing clothes and only, which tell us the answer is a noun that limits the scope. In the recording, the client says, just my shirts for work. Shirts is the answer. The recording directly says shirts. There is no interference or format change. Just fill it in. The answer is shirts. Pay attention to the spelling. Question 4, the blank is in cleaning all the blank from the inside. You need a noun, a part of the window. The clue word is from the inside, so the answer is about the inside of the window. Jacinta says, if the inside of your windows need cleaning, so windows is the answer. The recording clearly says, if the inside of your windows need cleaning. The word windows is very clear. Don't be confused by curtains later. The client refused that service. So the answer is windows. Remember the spelling, W-I-N-D-O-W-S, plural form. Question 5 asks about the object that needs washing. The phrase washing down the suggests a noun, like a room or a facility. Listen to what the client says. She first mentions curtains, but says, no, they're okay, so it's not curtains. Then she asks, would you be able to do something about the balcony? The client clearly says, do something about the balcony, and mentions a wash every month. So the answer is balcony. The recording gives it directly, no traps. So the answer for question 5 is balcony. Remember the spelling, B-A-L-C-O-N-Y. Question 6 asks for a job. The blank is in a plumber or and. Pay attention to the parallel structure. The clue words are plumber and or. Predict another job that goes together with a plumber. In the recording, Jacinta says, if you need a plumber, and the same thing if you need an electrician. The answer appears directly. The answer is electrician. Be careful with the spelling. Don't miss the C in the middle. Question 7. The blank is next to allergic in the notes. We need to listen for what causes the allergy. The clue word is allergic to, which tells us the answer is an allergen. In the recording, Jacinta is troubled by allergies, then says the system can capture dust. The recording directly says capturing up to 99% of all the dust, so the answer is dust. This word is directly dictated. Final answer confirmed, dust. Be careful with spelling. Don't write dast or dost. Question 8. Before the blank is background check carried out by the. We need to find who does this check. The clue words are background check and carried out by. They tell us to find who does this check. In the recording, Jacinta says, undergo a security check with the police. So the answer is police. Be careful not to write security. The audio clearly says with the police. The police do the check. So the answer is police. Remember to capitalize the first letter. Question 9. The blank is between given and for 2 weeks. You need a noun for what the company provides to cleaners. The clue words are given and for 2 weeks. This means you need an activity that lasts for 2 weeks. Listen to the audio. Jacinta says, we give them training for it. That lasts for 2 weeks. So the answer is training. Be careful not to write test. The audio says the test comes after the 2-week training. The correct answer is training. Fill the blank with training. Pay attention to the spelling. Last question, Q10. The blank is after each visit. We need to fill in what the client sends after each visit. The clue words are send and after each visit. We can predict the answer is some kind of document or evaluation. In the recording, Jacinta says, we ask all our clients to complete a review and to email it to us. Notice, email here is a verb, meaning to send, and review is the thing being sent. Some test takers might mistakenly fill in email, but the question asks for the content being sent, so the correct answer is review. The final answer is review. Pay attention to the spelling. Now, let's summarize the key tricks that appeared in this listening test. The first trick is correction interference. The speaker first gives wrong information, then corrects it using words like actually, sorry, or no. For example, in question 2, the speaker first said one date, then quickly corrected it to another date. We must listen for the final answer. Remember these tricks so you can spot traps faster in the exam. Next, let's look at the key vocabulary from this listening. Now, let's learn the core vocabulary for each question. The answer for question 1 is library, spelling L-I-B-R-A-R-Y. Don't forget the second R in the middle. The answer for question 2 is a date. Remember the date format, no comma between the month and the day. The answer for question 3 is parking, spelling P-A-R-K-I-N-G. Make sure you have the K after R. The answer for question 4 is garden, spelling G-A-R-D-E-N. Don't write it as garden. The answer for question 5 is station, spelling S-T-A-T-I-O. Don't write it as station. The answer for question 6 is bridge, spelling B-R-I-D-G. Don't forget the D before G. The answer for question 7 is hotel, spelling H-O-T-E-L. Don't mix up the E and L. The answer for question 8 is museum, spelling M-U-S-E-U. Don't write it as musum. The answer for question 9 is castle, spelling C-A-S-T-L. Don't write it as castle. The answer for question 10 is cinema, spelling C-I-M-E-M-A. Don't write it as cinema. That's all for this listening test. Remember, the key to part 1 is to quickly locate keywords and watch out for correction traps. Good luck with your exam!